Dennis Horton. Dennis, good morning.
Good morning, Riley.
How's everything going with you this morning?
I was good until you told me the humidity was 80%.
Right. That's a hair killer today, Dennis. It's a hair killer.
I have the windows open. Now I'm going to have to close them.
Yeah, well, once again, just being on the show is costing Dennis money. So there you have. But his job is to prevent things from costing you money, especially when people try to take money from you in strange and mostly illegal ways. Some of the stuff we're looking at this morning, Illinois Department of Employment Security key bank debit card fraud. I'm intrigued. What's this all about?
A couple of weeks ago, we started getting calls from people who said that they had received in the mail key bank debit cards from the Department of Employment Security, unemployment cards. And the problem here is that they had never filed for unemployment. And some of them were senior citizens. Some of those individuals not only had not applied recently, but never have they applied. And they received these debit cards and not knowing why. Well, we attempted to find out, but it has been very difficult to get through to IDES sometimes. And what has come to light is that there is a identity theft fraud connected with these cards. Now, exactly how individuals' names have been given. Now, these cards are actually coming from the key bank partner with the State Department, and they're legitimate cards. Why and how is the question. So that is being investigated by the Secret Service as to why this is happening. There is a thought that you will recall that the Equifax breach
yes.
of 147 million people. A lot of that information we have never known where it has gone or how it is being used, and that can expose everyone to their personal identifying information being out there. So this is one of the possibilities as to how your names or these individuals who have been receiving these cards, how the department or key bank got their names. And that someone has actually, in fact, applied for unemployment benefits on their behalf, even though they never did do it. The question here is, how and why would these hackers or fraudsters do this? And if they are actually sending the cards to the victims, some of the cards have a zero balance, but I read that one individual in Elgin had a balance on the card of over $9,000.
Yeah, so, I'm looking at a piece from WGN-TV, and they're talking about that. Yeah, getting the IDEA debit card sent to them despite the fact that they never applied for any benefits. Some of the cards have been loaded with thousands of dollars of actual cash paid for by Illinois taxpayers. One woman who's 63 got one of the cards in the mail, thought it was fishy right away, called the fraud line, got somebody who confirmed and verified someone had filed for claims for unemployment benefits with my personal information and had been receiving them. They used her social security number, date of birth, address, and her name.
It's, and that's the problem. So we have had people here in Rockford calling our office who have received the cards. And if you do receive a card, then you should contact the Benefit Payment Control Division at 800. Well, you can give a call here if you received it. Give a call to our office at 815-963-2222, and we'll give you the phone number to contact the unemployment security. Now, one of the things that I suspect is that we're going to start hearing from people who are getting phone calls from imposters from the Department of Unemployment Security, trying to recoup those funds, get that money from individuals somehow, telling them they need to go out, they have to return those funds, and they would need to go to a store and buy debit cards or gift cards and scratch off that number and provide that information to them.
Wow.
that would be the most expedient method, and that's how most hackers and scammers get the money from people. And in this case, that would be, to me, the way that they would most likely work to try to get the funds from the victims.
Wow. So, yeah, be very careful. If you get one of those cards, obviously you shouldn't activate it. Am I correct?
That's exactly. Do not activate it. You should contact the State Department. And if you get a phone call from anyone purporting to be from IDES, do not answer any questions.
Right, and the other problem is getting through to IDES is a little bit tough. From March 1st through July 1st, they've received more than 78 million calls. Less than 1% of those calls were answered.
I know this to be a fact. I spent a good part of Friday trying to track this down, and I have yet to receive a call back.
Okay.
So you can, we'll give you the number, and just simply don't do anything with the card. Do not activate the card. And also at this point, do not destroy the card, because we don't know what they're going to ask you to do.
Wow. Yeah, this is one that, it gets confusing. And, well, wait a minute, is the money on there legit? Yeah, well, the money's legit. Well, why can't I hit? Well, you didn't apply. But, okay, I can see where this can run into some serious problem for people.
Yes, and, we talk about the bad checks, the fake checks, the phony checks. And one of the issues we always have is when people receive this money, they want to use it. Do not do that, because you could find yourself in trouble, because that, in fact, because you never file for the benefits, to use the money that you're not eligible for would be fraud in itself, and then you, too, could be in jail.
All right, so watch out for that debit card showing up saying, here's your unemployment benefit, especially if you did not apply for it. Next up, face mask exempt cards.
There's a lot of pushback on wearing a face mask, and I'm not going to debate whether or not that's good or bad. But for those people who choose not to or do not want to, for whatever reason, wear a face mask, they're being applauded by individuals online, and there are ads that you will find on Facebook in particular that you can get a face mask exempt card that is theoretically from the Freedom to Breathe Agency, which is a non-existent agency, federal or state, that says because of the American ADA, American with Disabilities Act, you, one, are not required to tell anyone who asks that why you cannot or do not wish to wear a face mask. Theoretically, showing this laminated card would allow you to enter a store or a restaurant or wherever you are that is requiring you to wear a face mask not wear one. Well, the face mask exempt card is fake. It does not exist. And you may not lose money because they're not asking you to pay any money for the card, but they are asking for donations for the Freedom to Breathe Agency. What they're going to do with the money, whether or not this is an individual or several individuals or multiple individuals. I know that there are two different cards that I saw online. So just know that if you don't want to wear the face mask, this face mask exempt card is not going to offer you any protections. And if you donate, you don't know what the money is being used for. It could be being pocketed by the individuals who are advertising this fake card for their own use.
Well,
just to make you aware of it.
Well, not condoning this sort of thing. You almost have to applaud the brilliance of seeing a niche where, I know that if I throw this line out there, I'm going to get a whole bunch of bites on it because there is, like you mentioned, such pushback in some quarters against wearing the face mask. The idea of presenting you, hey, how about a card that says you just show it to your favorite grocery store and they'll let you right in and you don't have to wear it because you have the card. I can see where people would bite on that one.
Yes, and if they are firmly believe that this is their freedom to not wear one, and they want to support this cause, they're going to donate. But you keep in mind, you don't know where this money is going, how it's being used, and that this card isn't going to get you anything. So like you said, Riley, it's pretty amazing. You know, when COVID first hit and we first talked about it, the number of scams that popped up immediately was incredible. Well, they're continuing, and the face mask exempt card is another example of that.
All right, keep that in mind, and before going into places, just put the mask on while you go in. Take it off when you come back out. Save everybody a little time and a pound of flesh while you're at it, and save yourself some time and trouble, too. And finally, online shopping complaints on the rise. This one does not come as a stunning surprise.
No, but it is, you would think after a while, things would get better. But they haven't. The FTC says their most recent numbers were 34,000 complaints had been lodged just last month.
Wow.
For products that had been ordered and not received. It's just very difficult now to get things delivered to you. And the number of fraudulent products that are out there, you can't get online anywhere and not see an ad for a face mask or a face shield or something to that effect today. So the number of people who have been ordering on these sites are finding themselves getting ripped off more frequently. 34,000 people who file complaints. Just be very careful when you're ordering things online, and then there are also complaints about when you're dealing with legitimate retailers online, getting your product. Now, it is taking longer than expected. Frankly, I ordered something back in May, and I just got it last week. So it's an issue. If you have a problem, you can file a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission, but I would suggest that it be just as easy for you is to stay on top of the retailer. Mine was from Amazon. I stayed on top of it, and they eventually got the product to me. There are going to be issues, as you know, with dealing with purchases online.
Oh, yeah. My daughter had made a purchase, I believe, in March, and just last week that purchase arrived. And there was an explanation that came along with it saying, look, we've been delayed because of it shipped from overseas. It's been held up here. It's been held up there. We've got a quarantine going on where it is right now. It's going to be another couple of weeks. At least they did keep her updated on it. But and this was for a legit product as well. I'm sure when you're dealing with products that aren't legit, good luck to you.
Good luck. And you're not going to, you'll know that you're getting scammed when they are not responding to any of your requests for information and your money has already been taken from your account. When you're dealing with Amazon, you don't pay until it's shipped. When you are dealing with a scammer, they take the money before the product is shipped. And now you're just simply out of your money with no product. So the moment you see that happen, you should start to worry.
Yeah, absolutely. And at least as you mentioned, you're doing it through Amazon. Chances are you can get a hold of a real human being. You can at least, keep notes on how all of this is gone. And in a lot of cases, they'll try to do something to remedy it, even if you got shorted out on it. So, but, you're going off another website that you don't know too much about. And you placed this order on something you thought was too good to be true. Chances are you could be completely out of luck and no recourse, right?
That's exactly right. No recourse whatsoever. And, as the saying goes, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Just make sure that when you're shopping online, that you don't just believe what you see. Check out the company that is offering the product before you give your credit card information to them so that you can better protect yourself.
These are outstanding things for everybody to be aware of. Once again, now for people who have questions, comments, and concerns, especially the one where you talked about with the card from unemployment, how do they get in touch with you at the Better Business Bureau?
You can give us a call at 815-963-2222.
Dennis, as always, thank you for the information. I know you saved somebody and hopefully a lot of people a lot of time and trouble. We'll look forward to getting together again in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Riley. You have a great week.
You too. Dennis Horton, he's the director of the Rockford Regional Office of the Better Business Bureau.